The topic is I/O interfacing. So under I/O interfacing, we'll discuss about how the various input and output devices are connected to the microprocessor. In 8086, I/O devices are accessed via using two I/O instructions. One is in and the other one is out. So in instruction is used to read from an input device. So the syntax is in, destination and input port. The destination is accumulator. If it is an 8-bit data, we will be using AL, and if it is 16-bit data, AX data is sent. And the input port address, it can be either an 8-bit address or it can be a 16-bit address. Similarly, coming to reading from an writing to an output device, use the instruction out. So the syntax is out, output port, comma source. The output port address can be again 8-bit address or 16-bit address, and the data that we are going to write can be again 8-bit data or 16-bit data. And there are two ways of assigning addresses to the I/O devices in 8086 microprocessor. So one is we will be using a common address space for both the memory and the I/O devices. This is called as memory mapped I/O. And the second one is we are going to use a separate address space for the I/O devices and a separate address space for memory. And this is what we call as isolated I/O or I/O mapped I/O. And we'll have a first example where we are going to interact with the interface an 8-bit input device. As an 8-bit input device, we are going to use 8 switches. The switch data is going to be read by the microprocessor. So here we can see that the instruction that is used is in AL, 8FH. 8F is the address of the input port, and this we are going to do by means of a tri-state buffer known as 74LS244. And here you can see that from the microprocessor, the data is going to be transmitted via the high order 8 lines of read via the high order 8 lines of data bus from D8 to D15, and the address is given via the low order 8 lines of address bus from A0 to A7. So since the address is 8F, if we write that in binary, the address will be written as 1000 and all 4 ones. And when the address is 8F and when the I/O read signal is given, then the buffer is going to be enabled, and thereby the switch information is going to be read via the micro buffers, and that will be transmitted to the I/O device. Now we'll go with an 8-bit output device. So here the output is going to be the LEDs. The information is written from the microprocessor to the LEDs, again using the octal latch 74LS373. So here the address of that output device is taken to be F0H. So therefore if we write that address in binary, F stands for 4 ones in binary and 0 is 4 zeros. So therefore when the address is 4 ones 4 zeros, it will be decoded as 1 by the AND gate which is connected to the microprocessor. And when the address is F0H and I/O write signal is given, then the information is passed via the row order data lines from D0 to D7 to the latch, and this is going to in turn make the LEDs to glow or off. So that's about the communication with 8-bit output device. Similarly, we can do this either using the decoders, and we can also use the 16-bit addresses, and we can also exchange 16-bit of data between the input and output devices. Now let us come to two real-time examples. So one is the printer and other one is CRT. The printer we are going to take, there are so many types of printer. Here we are given with the Centronics printer. The Centronics printer is provided with a 32-bit interface. The signals are given here. Signal 1 is a stop signal, and 2 to 9 are used for data, 10 is acknowledgement, 11 is busy. Like that we have the remaining signals. So now we will concentrate on how the 8086 is going to be interfaced with this Centronics printers. We are going to use only few signals. 8086 communicates with the Centronics printer using the interface 8255, the programmable peripheral interface. The 8 bits of data is given via the port A, and there are 3 ports in 8255: port A, port B, port C. Port A is used to send the data from the microprocessor to the printer. Port B is used to send the control signals from the microprocessor to the printer, and port C is used to receive the control signals from the printer to the microprocessor. So now port P, we are giving two control signals. So once the data is placed onto the data bus, so that is via the port a strobe signal is sent from the microprocessor to the Centronics printer, so that the printer is going to read the data from the data bus. And after that it is going to send the init signal so that it will start its work. If something goes wrong, then the signals are given by the Centronics printer to the microprocessor through port C. So port C0 is given as an acknowledgement to say that the printer is ready to receive the next character, and port C1 is used for sending busy signal, and if something goes wrong, error signal is indicated via port C pin, and if there is no paper in the printer, then PE signal is sent from the printer to the microprocessor via the 8255 port C. So that's how the printer is communicated with the 8086 microprocessor through the 8255 interface. Now let us come to how the monitor or the CRT terminal is going to be interacting with the 8086. CRT stands for cathode ray tube, and this is going to be communicating with with the microprocessor through RS232C interface. And there are three methods how the CRT is communicated with the microprocessor. One is direct communication, another one is using serial to parallel or parallel to serial converters, and the third one is using the USART. So in the direct communication, since the microprocessor is a digital device and the monitor is an analog device, you need to have a conversion from analog to digital. Actually this method is not applicable for microprocessor 8086, but this is useful for 8085. So there the serial output data is going to be converted from digital to analog form through the TTL to RS232 level translator, and that is received by the CRT terminal. And from the CRT terminal, the serial input data is going to be given from the transmit data signal, and here we are going to again convert back from the analog signal to digital via the RS232 to TTL conversion. The second method which is applicable for our microprocessor 8086 is using the serial to parallel converters. So 8086, it is a parallel device. It can send at a time or receive at a time 8 bits of data. So therefore when we are transmitting, but CRT we need to give the data in terms of binary bits. So here we have in between 8086 for transmitting data, we need to convert the data from parallel form to serial form, and then we are going to convert from digital to analog form. And while receiving, the data from the CRT terminal is converted from analog to digital first, and then we are going to convert the serial data into parallel data before submitting to 8086. This is the second method. And the third method is using the USART interface. So USART stands for Universal Synchronous Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter, and this is an interface which is used to convert from parallel to serial and serial to parallel. And in the previous diagram, those two are now replaced by a single interface, USART. So that's all about IO interface. Thank you.